Basically, that metallic bar is like a rail. Yeah, it's the rail upon which the gate will slide back and forth, just like a train goes on a rail. Hi guys, welcome to Asher and Gad channel, making Africa home again, one family at a time. If you're new to this channel, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button so you always be aware when we upload a new video for your educational pleasure. Right, so we're on site today on this glorious Saturday afternoon. Let's give you a brief site update on what has happened in the past few days. All right, so we're at the front gate and we've got the concrete ramp that has been done. Okay. And what I think I actually showed it briefly in the previous video, and if you haven't watched that video, just click up here to watch it. Click up here to watch the previous video. This ramp has been done, very secure ramp for obviously for incoming vehicles. We used all the old or most of the old iron rods that were on site, all put under here in the usual sort of a square cross bracing fashion for maximum strength. And then we also used the chippings that we have on the unoccupied plot as well. We made use of that to mix the concrete where Crystal is standing, and then simply to form this ramp. Okay, solid ramp for cars to come in. And what we've also done is around about here. If you watch some of our previous videos, we had to dig about 1 foot deep into the ground, fill it up with concrete in order to place this metallic bar across. This metallic bar here. Now if Crystal zooms in, you can see this metallic bar runs all the way along. It runs all the way along here to about this location. Now you may be wondering, what is the purpose of that metallic bar? Basically, that metallic bar is like a rail. Yeah, it's the rail upon which the gate will slide back and forth, just like a train goes on a rail. Because on the bottom of the gate, you've got wheels, a couple of wheels. So the wheels sit on this, and then the motor, because it's going to be an automatic gate that slides back and forth, the motor will then slide it backwards and forwards on this rail. So if you like, just like a train goes on a rail, that is a rail for the gate. Okay. One thing I like about this is the access, because I was concerned about the access to this electrical photocell and that electrical sort of box in the wall. I really always wanted access. So now they've done this. This gives me permanent access for that, which is absolutely great. Exactly what I wanted. So the gate is quite big. It comes all the way to where those pipes are, which is pretty good. We've come up with a bit of a challenge, and we hope that's going to be resolved today. Basically, if Gad points here, we've got a couple of cables that are in the ground here, and those cables again were initially put in. We've got one on this side and then another one coming out of the concrete on the other side. Okay, they're put in for the sensor. You know, when you have an automatic gate that slides forward and backwards, you need to have a sensor so that if somebody gets trapped in, the gate stops, or if an animal gets trapped in, the gate stops without squashing them. So obviously that was put in before this ramp was put in, so now the sensor is too low. So what needs to happen is that the builders need to, or the automated gate specialist needs to come and determine, he's going to come in a couple of hours, to determine the new height for that sensor on both sides, and then the builder has to chisel and basically extend the pipework and extend that cable up to the new height to make this work. Okay, which should be done. I mean, that happens. That's a small thing, not too bad there at all. Let me address the issue I mentioned in the previous video. I talked about we need to diamond saw. I think it's a diamond saw. It's about 100 cities. We'll buy it and saw this part and that part up to there. Just saw it because the gate, so that the gate can go backwards and forwards. And there was one comment from a guy. I think he said, "Oh, why don't you just cut the bottom of the gate?" Unfortunately, that's not possible. Unfortunately, it's not possible to just cut the bottom of the gate, because if you cut the bottom of the gate, you ruin it. You know, you have to re-weld it, you have to reshape it, put the wheels back on so they can slide on here. It's just not possible. Well, I guess no. I don't want to. It's not possible. I've spoken to the builder and a couple of other guys. They advise against it, and I don't even want to chance giving it to the welder to modify something that's already been done.
Can we sell it back to the welder and then get another one? Is that possible?
That may be possible. I'll ask him if you can sell it to him and get a shorter one.
Yeah.
Who knows? It's been sitting there for a long time.
It doesn't matter if we sell it to him. He could still break it and still reuse it, or he could sell it to someone, because it's just dust. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, no, of course it's perfect. It's just dust.
Yeah, let's talk to him.
I'll ask him the question.
Yeah.
Again, this gate was bought when we were not here. It was bought, you know, obviously we were directing. It was bought now obviously. Now I'm saying, why did they buy it so early? You know, should have left it, but it is what it is. I just spoke to him actually a minute ago about doing the cover on the pump on the roof, which he still hasn't done yet.
Let's ask him again.
So I'll ask him if maybe he can buy it and then make a new one of the height appropriate for this.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't look too small.
You just come and measure, innit?
Because look at our neighbor's one. That's higher than the pillars. You see
Yeah.
that? Higher than pillars. I'm not sure if we put a gate that just runs from here to here, whether it will be too short or not. I don't know. Let me look from this side to see. Maybe not.
As long as we've got the electric fence, it's not a problem.
Yeah,
it can be short.
About the look at it.
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be higher, does it?
Yeah. We'll see. I'll ask him and see. I'll see. I'm trying to visualize the look of it. Will it still look nice if it stops? If you have one that rides up to about where this is.
Yeah.
Stops here along. If it will still look nice, let's ask him and see.
What about our gate in the UK? It was quite small compared to the pillars that were. The little pillars that were holding the gate. The gate was kind of short, no?
Yeah, a little bit shorter, you're right. A little bit shorter, yeah. We'll ask him and see. In fact, I'll do a video to Muntari and get his opinion as well. And then I'll ask the entry. So guys, we've got the progress on the septic tank as well. I mentioned that briefly in the other video. I just want to talk about something. So guys, if you don't know how a septic tank works, or the cost associated with a septic tank, then please click up here to watch our initial video that we did quite a few months ago on the septic tank, and that will give you how this works, and even there's another video as well that covers the cost. So click up here for the cost of the septic tank. Right now you have a first chamber, second chamber, and a third chamber. Generally the first chamber, all the toilets, all the toilets, all the poo, if you like, comes into the first chamber, in addition to the waste from the kitchen, all the greasy water from the kitchen sink comes into the first chamber. And what happens is that the solid matter settles in the first chamber, and then it gets filtered through. It moves from the first chamber into the second chamber, and as it gets into the second chamber, you have less solids. Okay, and only the oils at the top. Then it moves into the last chamber. And from the last chamber is really where it's as clear as it can be, no solids at all. And then you just have some little bit of greasy water that then goes into the soak away, that then soaks into the ground. However, from the showers, from the water you used to have a shower, and from the basins in the bathrooms, they go directly into the third chamber, because they are relatively clean water. I said relative to the one that comes from the toilets in the first chamber. They are relatively clean with no solids. So they go straight into the third chamber, and then they gradually soak away into the ground, because there are holes on the side, inside the tank. There are holes that we call them a soak away, that then has that cleanish water, relatively clean that is, that then soaks into the ground gradually. I'm trying to see if we can zoom in without dropping my phone to see those holes that I'm referring to. Right. Yes. So if you look here, so guys, this is the septic tank. I'm trying to zoom in to see. Maybe you can see as a cover. I don't know if you can see. There is a small hole. Maybe you can see there's a small hole in the side. That is what we call the soak away. Okay, this is the cleaner water from the shower when you have a bath, and from the basin, cleaner water that comes straight to this large chamber that just soaks away into the ground, hence called soak away. Okay, so what's going to happen is, come next week, these covers, that's the old cover that's been brought up, so that'll be placed on top, cemented on top with a handle on it, and then the area will be refilled around it to match the finished landscape level, and then it'll be done, and that will be done for both. Let's boy, we were having a few unwanted creatures.
Just say it was a snake.
Okay, a snake
Yeah.
a snake in the area.
Glad I wasn't here then.
Glad you went here, but it was a smallish snake.
That long thing.
Yeah, it's a smallish snake, but I guess
It was long.
there's long, there's nothing like, when it comes to snakes, nothing like small or large really.
I'm telling
but
you.
I've got some anti-snake repellent to deal with. I just pray, I need to do more research. Obviously we're gonna have a farm here. I just don't know whether there's a disadvantage of fumigation or anti-snake repellents towards the fruit and the crops that we want to grow. That's what we need to look into, so we use the right one. There's probably a right one to use that's not as strong or as poisonous. That will still keep snakes away and other creepy crawlers, but not damage the fruits, crops, or anything else.
Yeah.
That's what we need to look into. There must be. Okay guys, well I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it as usual. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button so you always be aware when we upload a new video. So from you, it's
Chemist here.
guys, Yebeshia. See you next time.